Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. It's time for another mod, and this mod is called Self-Control. This is a Bryce mod. There aren't that many Bryce mods out there, I don't think, from what I've seen at least. And in this one, there's going to be a lot of shooting. I think Maverick's going to die a couple of times, spoiler warning. It's the kind of thing where the gun is in play, and what do you do with the gun? So we got to get through to Bryce's good ending, and hopefully then the mod will kick in. Let's have a look at this. So let's zoom on through. Reza being a bad dude. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so what do we do? So let's talk about this. Do you remember the first victim? The blood on his muzzle from fighting back was neither yours nor Reza's, but still distinctly human. I thought it was an error, or that our DNA tests weren't compatible. But Reza doesn't have a matching bite wound from him. She does. I considered the implications of Bryce's words. Whereas Reza usually didn't hesitate to admit the killings to reach a goal he thought noble, he denied any such actions this time. Of course there was no use ignoring the evidence before us. This could only mean one thing. Izumi, why did you do it? Why did you kill them? So in this timeline, Reza isn't as bad a guy as what everybody else makes him out to be in all the other timelines. He's not the killer in this timeline. It's not him. He did kill them, just not in this timeline. If you can even remember my name now, then you should also remember what else he would have done. How he would enslave them to use as weapons back in the future, and how he doesn't care what happens to this world. I had to do it in order to put you on the same trail that he would have. If I'd come to you during the first night and tried to explain to you that I'm a time traveller who had to kill in order to prevent a suffering that is magnitudes greater, genocide, slavery, would you have believed me? So here come our decisions. It kind of begs the question, when do you think the memories from previous timelines kind of enter the main character's head? Is it as soon as they step through the portal? Or is it only the memory is jogged as certain things happen? So, say yes. I remember. In your face, she clearly didn't believe me. Really? A stranger breaking into your house? I could have told you things on previous timelines, things you couldn't possibly know otherwise. All you had to do was ask, and once it was undeniable, after the light fixture. I might not have remembered. You might choose something different each time. There wouldn't be a trigger for me to tell you. It's too much risk. She shook her head. It doesn't matter now. Who could have known that sometimes even Reza can change? If he didn't kill anyone, there would have been no investigation, and you wouldn't have known how dangerous he is when he shows his true colours. You just saw that even in this scenario, he wouldn't shy away from shooting others to get what he wants. Besides, I didn't want to risk jeopardising our experience by changing things. It could erase all the progress we've made, and the things we've learned over the many times we've done this now. If I didn't shove you out of the way in the cellar when the light fixture came down, you would have died there and then, and that's what happened the first few times. So we'll skip ahead a bit. If Reza had nothing to do with it, then what was he doing when he was trying to take the generator? I slipped him a note that he thought came from you. It said to meet here and take the generator before you leave together. He played his part well enough so you couldn't tell the difference. So he really did think that I planned all of this, that I lured him here to have him arrested by Bryce and Maverick. For all he's done, I think he deserves to know what betrayal feels like. Oh no. I've listened long enough now. It was you. That's all that matters to me. No, don't do it. I'll tear you apart. Oh god. Ah! Bryce tried to go between them, but Maverick aimed his shoulder squarely into Bryce's bullet wound. Bryce collapsed, convulsing in pain, as Maverick pounced on Izumi and tore into her. Okay, what do we do? Do we just stand there? Or do we grab a gun? We gotta settle this situation down. Izumi the culprit though. Grabbed the gun. I yanked out the gun I took from Reza, putting a few bullets in before aiming at Maverick. Already, so much of Izumi's blood stains the ground. I mean, shoot to wound? I pulled the trigger several times. That's not shoot to wound. Why? He was trembling and took a few slow steps toward me, only stopping when I aimed the gun at him. Stop right there. She killed them and you protect her? We needed her. I told you I'd show no mercy if I found the killer. Just when I thought I could trust you, I should have known that you'd shoot me, just like Reza did. No, it's not like that. Then why? I don't think I can explain. He shook his head weakly. Thanks for proving me right. Do you remember when I confronted you a while back and asked you to explain your reasons? You told me I wouldn't understand. And you're right, I don't. His head slumped as he closed his eyes. He was dead. Oh no, Maverick! Again, so many times. But we gotta check these options out. Sorry, guy. Sorry, guy. Can't be lunching munching on people at random. Yo, hey Bryce. I'm afraid I've got some pretty bad news for you. What's up? We were able to power the portal again, even without the generators from the lab, but we still couldn't re-establish contact with humanity. Okay, why not? Ever since the portal got sabotaged and was repaired, the coordinates, the connection to humanity's portal, it just isn't there anymore? Can you not locate it again? We don't know how. We found a different set of coordinates in there, but for some reason, we're not able to use them. I know, only I can. They're for travelling back in time to the day of my arrival. I guess you really are a time traveller, huh? Now that you know everything, that really shouldn't surprise you. What are you gonna do? Oh, I guess returning to humanity is out of the picture. So it's either stay here, or use the portal to return to the day you arrived. All that time travelling business is too complicated for me. Izmi had it all figured out. I'm wondering what she would think about this outcome. All she ever wanted was to save you dragons, just like Reza only wanted to save humanity. Neither of them shied away from killing people, so maybe you shouldn't look to them as pillars of morality. Either way, I'm not sure if you really have much of a choice here. They don't actually know if they can stop the comet. Of course they're going to try, but without the generators from the lab, it's not looking great for us. I initially came here to help humanity, but if I go back with what I know now, maybe I can help you too. At any rate, it was nice while it lasted. Hey, no need for melancholy now. It's not as if we're not going to see each other again. Soon, I was preparing to return to the day of my arrival. Despite her actions, Izumi made a good point. Thinking about the knowledge I had now, I realised just how important it was to remember, and how it would help me during my next attempt. No doubt the teleportation would erase some of my memory again, but I could think of a few ways to retain some knowledge. Not only did I take my own written account of what happened with me, but there was also physical reminders I could also bring to remember, such as Izumi's mask and cloak. With her gone, I was now the one with the most experience. As I made my way to the portal, I realised that in order to make this mission a success, to save everyone, this time I would just have to save myself. So that is a short ending to this little mod, but there's multiple endings, so we got lots of options we can check out. So sorry Maverick, maybe you won't have to die on every single one of the options, so we're going to have several more attempts at this and we're going to keep checking this out. Let's have another go at this. So we're going to grab the gun, yank out the gun that I took from Reza, and I put a few bullets into it, so it's all locked and loaded. Already, so much of Izmi's blood stained the ground. Okay, we're going to hold fire. There's nothing I can do. Izmi lay beneath Maverick, dead. Stepping back from her corpse, Maverick spotted me with Reza's gun. What? What's your plan? You gonna shoot me too? Oh, what can we do? I mean, we're going to check out all of these options. It's quite a small mod, so it's just going to have lots of different options for slightly different outcomes. So sorry, Maverick. Revenge time. All these timelines, all the societies, human and dragon, wiped out to get to where we are. Wasted because Maverick couldn't see past a few deaths in one world. My first shot hit nothing vital, but clearly it startled him. Having made myself a target, Maverick charged. I fired again and Maverick dropped, stumbling in the grass before lying still. Bryce was on his feet a moment later. Maverick! Oh, it's all a bad time. Maverick is like He is a cool character. He is one of my favourites. But oh, we gotta get through these rough times. He spent a few seconds with Maverick's body, standing in shock before turning on me. He wasn't moving toward you until you attacked him. Why? Think of the timelines, man. Izzy and I are time travellers trying to fix this world. By killing her, he might have doomed hundreds of timelines. Fix it how? There's a comet about to strike the planet and it's going to kill everything. The generators in the underground facility could help deflect it. The facility that you just let be destroyed. Okay, isn't me? You saw Maverick tearing into her. He stepped away. It was over. He was out of control though. Maverick was killing humans left and right. Reza, Izumi. Reza tried to kill us. Izumi murdered the other dragons. You hadn't done anything to him until you did. Fine. You won't understand. That's it. What else do you want me to say? What you said about the time travel though. We can't deflect the comet now, can we? Not that I've seen. And you meeting with me, the barbecue, everything. Do you do that every time? Were you trying to manipulate me? Ooh. I was trying to help. Just like at the bar, the first time. All I wanted was to stop Reza. Stop any of this from going too far. You helped Maverick here just fine. You should go. Where? Wherever you need to. Go back and fix this. I'm going to report all of this in full. Including your firing on Maverick. Especially the parts about the meteor and the time travel. I don't think you want to be here after they find out. He stood over Maverick's body, defending it from me as I made my way to the portal. Out of things to say, I activated the portal controls and then took my position. There was only one destination, back to the day I'd arrived. His stern glare and Maverick's bloody body were the last things I saw as the world disappeared. That was a bad one as well. Not only did we kill Maverick, this time Bryce was fully resentful of the situation as well. That was a real bad one. We'll keep going, there's more. So one option that we missed, before we said we were trying to help, this time I had to know what would happen. You had to shoot Maverick. How does anything you're doing now affect saving our world? Your human friend was already gone. And you should go. Okay, so that's it. So I think we've had enough of shooting Maverick up. We're gonna now freeze. There's a situation going on. Maverick is munching nicely on Izumi right now. It's not a good time. It's not a pretty sight. But we're not gonna grab the gun. We're just gonna stand there. I stopped, trapped between the need to help Izumi and my helplessness to do so. My hand twitched toward Reza's gun in my pocket, but I couldn't do that. I wouldn't. It was too late either way. Maverick panted from his exertion and stepped back from the body. Damn it, Maverick! What? She was in custody. She confessed. She would have spent the rest of her life in a prison for what she did. Bryce shot me a concerned glance. You've ruined our relationship with humanity, and for what? After they sent 2 murderers to our world? Maverick turned his glare on me, briefly, and then looked back to Bryce. I told the human I'd show no mercy if I found the killer. They didn't tell me to stop. Ushio couldn't have stopped you. Yeah, because, well, unless I pulled out the gun. You went too far. It's over now. Bryce glanced down at Izumi's body, and then turned his attention back to Maverick. Get yourself cleaned up. Get help from town. We need to get this scene under control. And stay away from Ushio. Oh, he went away looking sad. Once Maverick was out of sight, Bryce slumped, his wound clearly still bothering him. I moved in to check on him. Are you okay? I will be. Mav got me hard with that charge. I'm sorry you had to see that. Normally, Maverick... He sighed, at a loss for words. I thought about what I'd lost with Izumi. Hundreds of timelines of knowledge. Gone. So what do we pick? Do we just go top to bottom? Or do we try and be a bit more careful about it? It's not Maverick's fault. We'll go with... don't blame yourself. It's not your fault, man. You got me already, huh? Don't worry about me. Okay, it's not Maverick's fault. Excuse me? He can't have known what he was doing. He heard enough to confirm she committed the murders, and that was it. It shouldn't have happened, though. But it did. Izumi was kind of important, though? Who was she? As the last light of the fireworks faded from the sky, I explained Izumi and the time travel and the threat. So without the generator from the underground facility, I nod, confirming that the worst was yet to come. Damn it. Is there any chance? Maybe. I can't remember staying in a timeline long enough to find out. Once the generator blows, usually some circumstance forces me through the portal, or there's no preparation left for me to do, so I go. I take it you haven't seen this outcome before. I have, or something close to it. You came back to try and save the generator. I came back to save you. Me? Yeah. Maverick wasn't there in the hallway. Reza shot you enough times that you couldn't stand. I took cover behind the generator and Reza hit it. You threw yourself on top of it to dampen the explosion. Saved us both as we ran outside. Damn. Maverick got Reza a few moments later. I tried to warn him about the meteor, but once he heard that you'd been inside when the generator exploded, he wouldn't listen. Well, you succeeded with me. Well, maybe stick around this time. Give us a chance, right? Nobody's forcing you through, and I'm sure we can find something to fill the time with. What do you say? Stick around, as long as you can. Sorry, man. I've got to save the world. If something happens to the portal in the meantime, I can't fix it without Izumi. I won't be able to go back and save you. So, do you need to go now? No, a couple of days hasn't hurt things before. That's something, at least. Bryce stood up, shaking out his tail and neck, and winces. Always in pain. Let's get you home. The council needs to hear about all of this. Maverick didn't get killed, though. Hey, Bryce. I'm afraid I got some pretty bad news for you. What's up? We were able to power the portal again, even without the generators from the lab, but we still couldn't re-establish contact with humanity. We just checked this. We know it's a bad time. And we just gotta go. We just gotta go. Okay. More options to check. I think we're getting close. I think we're doing well. So before we said that we came back to save Bryce. But let's agree that we came back to save the generator. Well, maybe stick around this time and give us a chance. And I'm gonna say, sure. I'll hold out until we know whether the deflection worked or not. As long as the portal's safe, I can go back and try again. Good enough for me. Bryce leaned into me for a moment, almost putting me off balance, before standing himself up properly. Let's get you home. No way anyone on the council is going to be up at this hour. Any objection to me staying over tonight? Okay, so murder first, kinky times later. Okay, we are back home. Hey. And we still get kicked out. What's up? I had some people set aside a few generators to power the portal, even without the ones for the facility, so you can get back. Only the coordinates aren't there. Yeah, that's kind of happened before. I'm guessing the other coordinates in there that we can't activate has something to do with it. Oh, I know about those. Only I can do it, and they're for travelling back in time. Cool, you can still go back then. For a minute, I was worried that we'd broken it and doomed us all. That would be a first. It wouldn't be a problem with Izumi around, now that we know everything, but she's not. Still thinking about her. She insisted that we had to stay on the same path every time, or it could erase all of our memories and all of our progress. Let's not forget her killing those innocent dragons, though, just because she says Reza did it in other timelines. Reza did, though. Or she did and didn't tell you. I think you need to focus on what you're going to do next time. Which depends on how much I remember. If you're up for it, I can give you something to remember. Accept, reject. We're going to say accept. That's not at all how it works, but sure. Maybe we can make it be how that works. Maybe. Alright, good. The dragons gave it their all, but it wasn't enough. The plan to divert the meteor failed without the generators from the underground facility. I said my last goodbyes to Bryce and left for the portal alone. Luckily, the hope that the dragons couldn't stop it hadn't made me negligent in my preparation. I thought long and hard about what I could remember, and I knew about the laws of the portal. The most important thing was to remember whatever I could. No doubt the teleportation would erase some of my memories again, but I could think of a few ways to retain some knowledge. I took a written account of everything that happened, as well as physical reminders like Izmir's mask and cloak. With her gone, I was now the one with the most experience, and as I made my way to the portal, I realised that in order to make this mission a success to save everyone, this time I would just have to save myself. Okay, so Maverick didn't die, it was okay, and we had a happy time with Bryce. I wonder what happens if I say no? Maybe I should reject. That'll be a real downer. Okay, we're going to check this anyway. Reject. It's just an offer. Take it or leave it. I should probably focus on my preparations, just in case. Right. Okay, so he wasn't offended. He understood. So this time, I'm just going to say, I think I'll be okay. Could have been worse. He could have kept going on to you. Whatever twisted sense of justice he has right now. Oh, we're just going to sit. We're just going to sit. Together, we watched the flickering light of the last of the fireworks fading out of sight. Oh, that's a sad time. Let's get you back home. The council needs to hear about all of this. And that's the ending we did before. And I think I got pretty much everything. If I missed one or two things, I think you get the general idea. That was an interesting mod. The original Good Bryce ending was pretty rough to start with, so this kind of fills it out a little bit more, gives you a little bit more of a say in what goes down. Maverick doesn't always have to get killed. He gets killed in so many of these endings. It's kind of like his vibe. But Maverick, a cool character. Bryce got through it as well. And I hope you enjoyed this little mod. It was quite fun to check out. And that is it for now. This is a show signing off. And hopefully I will see you next time.